What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. So somebody recently said, whoa, we need more Atkins videos. So first of all, if you're new here, go check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life, and also on Instagram at One Big Impact. And drink your damn water. So it's a really bad angle. It would probably be a better angle here, but my laptop's down there and I don't have space on my phone, so we're dealing with what we got. Today's video is going to be called Atkins All or Nothing. First, I want to say this is not something that you are going to go in on it easy, okay? I see too many people all the time not understand that Atkins diet or Atkins way of eating is literally all or nothing. If you're not all in, you should not be doing it, okay? A lot of people don't understand that this is a very specific thing. It doesn't mean, oh crap, I'm gonna freak out. Of course, everybody wants to drive by and start their big ass trucks as soon as I start making a video. But it's not the same as counting calories, okay? You might be able to get away with counting calories and eat some fajitas on the weekend and go to the Mexican food shop and stuff like that, and that works fine for a lot of things. That does not work fine for Atkins, okay? It is not like that. You have to go based on a macro split of 70, 25, 5. If you don't know what that means, feel free to message me. I have meal plans for purchase, 8 weeks for 80 bucks. Stop guessing and stop thinking that it's so hard. And it might be in the beginning, and you might just need a fucking meal plan, okay? And it makes it a hell of a lot easier so that you don't get discouraged saying, I'm hitting a weight loss plateau. No, you're not hitting a weight loss plateau. You just don't know what the fuck you're doing, and that's okay. That's part of the learning process. I didn't start it or this or anything else knowing everything, and that's not a big deal. You're not stupid. You just don't know. If you stop and start, it's not for you, okay? And the reason I say that is if you find yourself one day you're on track, the next day you're not, 3 days later you're not, 5 seconds later you're not, this isn't for you. And the reason I say that is because Atkins, and we'll talk about, I guess, Atkins induction or getting into the stage of ketosis. When you are in the fat burning zone, you no longer have carbohydrates in your body. Now, there's no said time in which people could be in ketosis or could not be in ketosis, but I would say anywhere between 3 and 5 days is pretty average. Usually closer to 3 if you're really on a meal plan and very strict and stuff like that. The problem being off and on again, or a stop and start scenario, is if you start and then you stop 4 days later when your cravings hit at, you know, that 3-day mark or whatever, and then you eat them again, eat those foods again, you have to literally start from day one again. And the problem is a lot of people will say, oh, I ate a Twinkie and gained 7 pounds. No, you are going from a person who is burning carbohydrates as fuel to a person that is burning fat as fuel. And when you switch that, you no longer retain water like you do when you're eating carbohydrates. If I just stopped eating carbohydrates right now, I would guess probably in 2 weeks, I'd probably lose 30 pounds at least, because I retain a ton of water because I'm eating probably 300 or 400 grams of carbs a day. Maybe not that many, but maybe 200-300 grams of carbs a day. And if you stop that, for every gram of carbohydrates you're not eating, you drop like 9 grams of water. So that adds up like significantly. When you randomly start eating a carbohydrate again, every single thing that goes in your body is held. So it's not like you gained 5 pounds of fat, but by the time 3 days rolls around again after you ate that sugary thing or whatever, or that carbohydrate or that mashed potato or anything, literally, that wasn't on your meal plan that consisted of a carbohydrate or a sugar. And don't be that person, I didn't eat sugar, I ate an onion or a potato. I don't fucking care what it was, okay? Whatever it was. I'm not like, you're eating Twinkies, you piece of shit. It's not like that, dude. Okay, I don't fucking care what you're eating. Like, if it's just a carbohydrate, it gets stored and it starts retaining waters and stuff like that. The problem is at that 3-day mark, you do that, and then 3 days later, you're back to where you were the first time you gave up on 3 days. And you're just constantly chasing it. You have to be an all in or nothing. That was a long explanation of the stop-start, but too many people don't understand you have to stay on this shit for a continuous period, or you just feel like you're just turning your fucking wheels and you're constantly overwhelmed by going up and down. It's not a fucking yo-yo diet. You're either all in or not. Okay, moving on. That was a lot. Atkins is not the same as low carb. When you follow Atkins, you don't just fucking randomly stop eating carbohydrates. That's not how it works, okay? There is a macro split that works really well for this. You have to have high fats and, you know, mediocre proteins, and then a small amount of foundation vegetables for brain function. If you don't do these things, it doesn't work optimally. So you're wasting your time, okay? If you are dropping your carbohydrates, you will lose weight for a period of time, probably 1 to 2 weeks. Like fast, it'll do really good. But then you're going to hit a wall. And you're not going to know why. And you're going to say, I'm not eating carbohydrates. Most of that is because your fucking calories are too high. You're going to lose all that water because you're not eating carbohydrates anymore. But you're going to stop losing as soon as your body gets rid of all that stuff. So don't confuse the two things, okay? The next thing is there are different phases, okay? And there's different phases for different goals. Not everybody has to do not everybody has to do Atkins induction phase, okay? It's not for everybody. It's not designed for everybody. It doesn't have to be for everybody. And it's probably not a good idea for everybody to do this on Atkins induction phase. There are different phases. For instance, if you have 50 pounds or more to lose, induction phase is probably where you're going to start. Why? Because you need to kick that shit into gear and get rolling. And obviously, whatever you're eating is way too bad. The next phase would be like Atkins 40. If you got like 20 pounds or less to lose, it's a great place to start. You could even do like 50 carbs or less. I see that works really well for people. The average person is usually eating 3 to 500 grams of carbs a day with no problem, and it's not like you're being a piece of shit and you're just eating carbohydrates to be a jerk or eating bad constantly. But the problem is all of these hyper palatable foods that we find at like gas stations or Wendy's or Pizza Hut or anything like that have very low protein contents, and it's because protein costs more. Rice and grains and potatoes and everything like that, it's easier and more cost effective for them to be able to get you a 99-cent taquito if there's only like 4 grams of protein in it. And there's like 50 carbs. So it's a hell, if you're going for those cheaper things, that's why they're cheaper a lot of the times, because it's easier to produce. And you might be saying, well, then that's for me. Well, then count fucking calories if you don't want to get rid of your carbohydrates. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to be optimal at losing fat on Atkins diet, that's not going to be a good thing for you. Plus, you need protein, okay? You don't want to lose weight and be a soggy, saggy little piece of shit, okay? You want your skin to rebound. You want to feel better about yourself. You want to have nice, tight, firm skin. You want to make sure you stay muscular and have that muscle mass as you get older so that you don't lose your independence and you're not falling down and just being weak all the time. So keep that in mind. You can also do 100, Atkins 100. If you got 10 pounds to lose, Atkins 100 works really well. And I want to preface why I say that. Atkins 100, it just means eat no more than 100 grams of carbs a day. And the reason I say that is, and that's really important too, because a lot of people don't realize if you have 5 or 10 pounds to lose and you're eating 300 to 500 grams of carbs a day, and then you go down to Atkins induction because you got 10 pounds to lose and you want to do it really quick. The fucking problem with that is it's only 10 pounds, okay? It could be done in easily 4 to 8 weeks or something like that, just doing Atkins 100. But the problem is, a lot of people will start Atkins induction, I want to lose 10 pounds. Guess what's going to happen as soon as you start eating like shit again? You're going to gain 15. Why? Because your body is not adapted to that many. You went from fucking no carbs, 12 carbs a day, to fucking 500. It would be much better to rebound from 100 to 300 or something like that, instead of, you know, absolutely bottoming out and then floating them back up really quick. And that's what a lot of people that only have 10 pounds to lose do, okay? So when you hit your goal, this is really important. Like I say, all or nothing. This is why this video is called All or Nothing. The re-entry to lifestyle. Say you got 100 pounds to lose, and you bring your food back to where you wanted to. Meaning, you're trying to figure out what works. Okay, so first of all, you don't go from 12 carbs. Say you've been there for a year. Say it's taken you a year to get 100 pounds off. You lost 8 to 10 pounds a month. You did really good. And now you're like, I don't know what to do. You don't have to stay there forever, okay? You have to find your carbohydrate threshold. You have to find out what works well for you. And I would suggest going very, very slow. I would say probably go from Atkins induction to Atkins 40 for a few weeks. And maybe even a month. You go to Atkins 40, you'll probably be like, whoa, this is really amazing. The reason you don't want to go from that down there to back to where you're eating, first of all, obviously, because you're just going to blow up. You're going to add a bunch of weight. But I think even more importantly, even if that doesn't happen, more importantly, what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself in a situation in which I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. The damn truck. I got to close the doors next time. But you don't go back into everything so fast. And the reason is because you're going to find yourself going out to eat more and doing things that your body's really not ready for. So I would say go to Atkins 40. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Your cravings are going to go through the roof, okay? When you start eating carbohydrates again, your blood sugar is going to spike and everything like that. That's my train of thought. You start eating 40 grams of carbs a day. It's just enough to give you a little taste. You'll be eating like some light toast, maybe some guacamole, avocado toast or something like that, and some just different things, but not too much. And then it gets you adapted to it and you get used to that. And if your cravings get a little too crazy and your body weight starts going up because you start eating like shit all the time, then you need to rein it in and pull it back a little bit and go back down for a little while and really think about what you're doing. Then, if you've got that figured out, maybe you can go to Atkins, you can go to 50 or 60 grams of carbs. Now, I would say even lower. I would probably add no more than 10 grams of carbs per week. I'd go from 40 to 50, stay there for a few weeks. Do you feel okay? Is good? Is your weight going up? Is it going down? Is what's going on? So you have to be sure and make damn sure that you keep an eye on the scale, and it's an average over a week, not every day. Sometimes it's going to go up and down, but over the course of the week, did you gain 2 or 3 pounds? And you go until you gain, 2 or 3 pounds in a week. So if you weighed in on a Monday and you were 100 pounds, and then you weighed in next Monday after going from Atkins 20 to, or Atkins induction to Atkins 40, and then you weighed 105 the next week. Whoa, you went too fast. Something changed. Maybe you went out drinking or something like that, and you need to rein it in. But everything looks good, and after a few weeks, you don't really gain much or anything like that. You kind of stay there, then okay, then you can go to 50 grams, and then stay there for a week or two, and then go to 60 grams. And then eventually you're going to find a point in which your body will start gaining weight, and you back it off by about 5 to 10 grams of carbs from that point. It could be 200 grams of carbs per day. If it's 200 grams and then you start gaining, go down to like 180 or 190 grams of carbs, and you should be perfectly fine. And you can stay there You get your calories, and then you just start building meal plans based off of like the foods that you like with those amount of carbohydrates and your calorie content. I hope that video helped you. I'm gonna let you guys go. I know that was a really long explanation, but remember, Atkins is all or nothing. It is not something that you can do on Friday nights and then Saturday you do whatever. It is better to be all in for an extended period of time. I would suggest, in my own personal opinion, if you're doing this, don't go out to eat for at least a month. Really get this under the belt. Be stronger than your excuses. Have a beautiful day, and thanks for watching.